Okay, we are back yet again. We do not give up that easily on Monaco despite technical difficulties. Anyway, we are back. Zoom has made his planned pit stops going on to fresh hards, and he's now down to P6, being stuck behind his teammate from Williams, Eversnax, who picked up a 3-second penalty for leaving the track too often, and now they're gonna have to work either together or just go completely rivalry in here because Zoom is wasting time behind Snacks, who is trying to find a way past Dressing Gecko. Crowley Voice also made his pit stop as he now makes an overtake on Inferno Koi to go for P7 ahead of the Red Bull driver. There he goes up into P7. Crowley Voice goes. Now he's gonna hunt down Zoom. He dropped 10 seconds toward him. And Crowley Voice also has a time penalty. Again, another thing we unfortunately missed. Eversnax is going into the pits, so that's going to be pretty easy positioned gain for the Zoom. Crowley Voice does have a 3-second time penalty, so this one must have been caused by a track limit violation. Crowley pen might be removed after the race. Okay, that's a very crucial information. So let's see. If that's the case, then we have to include Crowley Voice in the fight for the win. But still, he's 9 seconds behind Zoom. I wonder what happened there. I don't think Ferrari made something bad. No idea what happened there. But anyway, Lepson is, as of right now, leading the Grand Prix, followed by Wonder Tommy. But they're still got a pit stop to be done, and Zoom is now stuck behind Dressing Gecko, and if he wants to keep that advantage over Crowley Voice, he's going to have to overtake Dressing Gecko as soon as possible. He should be making his pit stop any moment now, but if he won't, he's going to have to think about some overtake opportunity to not waste time. That 9-second gap is already decreased down to 7.6 as Wonder Tommy makes his planned pit stop, going into the box right now, and Dressing Gecko is staying out. That is the worst possible scenario for Zoom, who is already having issues. Maybe he's gonna make some move into turn 1. Is he gonna go for it? No, he's gonna back it off, and he's gonna have to focus on doing his thing. In the meantime, Wonder Tommy dropping places due to a pit stop. Crowley Voice goes up to P5 as he's now 7 seconds behind Zoom. So he is catching up. Zoom is trying to make some moves in here. Down to McLaren. There he goes. Yes, he's done him. In the Rosberg corner. Makes the move up into P3. And now he's going to hunt down Larson, who is in P2 at the moment. So Zoom has just passed McLaren.
Gecko. He gave him too much space in order for Zoom to dive.
I mean, maybe he wanted him to overtake him because it looked weird going so wide in this corner.
Why you let him overtake you? Want him to overtake you?
I don't know. No idea.
You're fighting for points right now. It's not the championship. Okay, I understand. But you're fighting your fight.
I mean, he's not gonna win against Zoom anyway, and maybe he was wasting time defending from him. I don't know. I don't know what was behind this idea, but that's the case. That Zoom is now up into P3. Nonetheless, that's the most important part. The Crowley Voice is getting closer towards the McLaren as he's now 4 seconds behind him. At the 2 seconds behind McLaren being behind Williams, and now we've got 5 seconds gap between the two cars, Ferrari and Williams. Cantoni heads into the pits to put on his fresh hard set of tires as we take a look at Zoom, who is trying to get closer towards Larson, already being 4 seconds behind the Aston Martin. We've got plenty of duels going on right now. I just hope we're not going to have another, crashing out this time. So, yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed for that. Anyway, what can we see right now? Eversnax, he is behind Vatsize. They're both on fresh tires, close to each other. Should be a possible fight anytime about right now. So let's see what the Williams is doing in P8, because he's trying his best to get past the Ferrari, as I think that's the closest thing to an overtake as of right now. So Eversnax pushing hard on Lucas Vatsize, but the Alfa Romeo driver still remains in a safe space.
I think Rory is flying a little bit.
Yeah, I think he is. We got overtaken in the back. Tilde gets up to P13 ahead of Boosted Mess, who was on used old hard tires. The only people from the top who hasn't came into the pits about yet are Lepson, Larson, dressing Gecko. We've got Zoom closing in on Larson and dressing Crowley Voice closing in on dressing Gecko. So Olskin Tony, he gets a 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. So I wonder if he's going to keep on racing or just retires. So far, he doesn't seem to be retiring. Anyway, Crowley Voice, he is looking to find a way past Dressing Gecko as he makes the move to the inside. He was way quicker out of the tunnel, and he does make a clean, nice move up into a P4. And now let's take a look at Zoom, because Zoom is trying to find a way past Larson, who is on way more old, much more used tires. So Zoom is most likely going to be the next person to overtake. No, he won't, because Larson is coming in the pits right now. In the meantime, Eversnags gets a free second time penalty. And in the same lap, Larson and both him and Lepson came into the pits. So both of these guys are now going to be entering the pit lane. And now Crowley is back behind Zoom, but he's dropping 6.3 seconds behind the race leaders. So with no more safety car into the finish line, which is not really likable in my book, there will be a Zoom victory if you want to make anything worse. But Ferrari are looking strong right now.
I may lose time because Russian says fighting loses you time, pick your battles. Yes, I want to give up the position even if I'm losing time from the guy up ahead.
Okay. So we've got Lucas Vatsais in P5 in a bit of sandwich between Eversnax and Lepson, and now I can see Lepson getting past the car that is being lapped. That is most likely.
Who's that?
I have no idea who was it actually.
Mercedes?
But still, yeah, I think Mercedes. Anyway, that doesn't really matter to the main part of the race, but we keep on going. In the midfield, a bit of fight, but as of right now, not too much going on, as we have to wait for either next round of stops or safety car.
Yeah, we don't have safety cars.
I mean, we had that one virtual, so maybe that's gonna change something, but I don't think so. So yeah, I don't think we can get too much from this. I'm actually surprised how clean this race was. I was expecting total carnage, and we only lost 3 drivers in 19 laps in Monaco.
Because
so
it's not raining.
That is funny.
Why are you complaining?
It doesn't have to be raining in Monaco to lose at least half the grid. I know that. I mean, I've seen this happen, so it doesn't have to be raining to lose plenty of drivers on the streets of Monte Carlo. So far, we've only lost 3 drivers here in Monaco after 19 laps. I'm pretty sure it's not the end of drivers DNFing, but again, it's a number that I was expecting to be higher before the race started. I was expecting way more of that.
It's only half the race.
I know, but I mean, come on. I was expecting at least 4 drivers to go out in Tier 1. Anyway, in Turn 1, sorry. Anyway, Eversnax gets a free second time penalty. That's actually a second one for leaving the track limits. So yeah, he's picking up those penalties, which is not going to be a good thing for him at the end of the race.
I have an idea for an event.
Come on, give it to me.
Monaco track, night, full wet,
dry conditions.
Reverse course. What do you say?
Interesting idea. That depends who's gonna be driving. If we get some goats on the grid, I can work with that. Yeah, sure.
No, we can make the proposal, but I don't think many will race.
Nah, what do you mean? Everybody gonna want to do that.
Reverse
What do you mean?
course. It's
I'm trying to
find. Reverse.
Yeah. Okay, I see Larson is trying to find his way around Eversnax because...
I like how you avoid answering.
Yeah. Anyway, Larson is P7 at the moment as he's trying to work his way around the Williams. Oh, Eversnax actually bounced off the wall quite a bit, so he's gonna lose a lot of momentum with that. Also, having those penalties is not gonna help him out a bit, as Larson is trying to find his way past Eversnax. And he's gonna have DRS on this long straight, but Snacks actually has way more ERS. Lepson gets a free second time penalty as well. So the penalties just keep on stacking as we
Now
go
Broly
through
is
lap
in trouble.
21. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Broly is in trouble. If he is not careful, he's gonna have to lose the place from Wonder Tommy.
yeah, but we have to remember that Crowley penalty will be taken out from him most likely, as Chief said. So perhaps we're gonna see some position swaps at the end because Crowley, I think, is catching up Zoom slowly but surely. He's decreasing the gap between them from time to time. But Larson, look at him going. Oh my god, he's gonna try to make it through the tunnel. Yes, he does. Onto the right side of the Williams. He's way faster out of the tunnel. And he does gain a position. Goes up into P6. Cheeky from Larson, but he does make it count. And now he's gonna focus on the next target already. Vatsais. Oh, Snacks with another collision with the wall. Most likely losing a bit of his front wing. Must have heard that one. But yeah, that's his problem to fix. But Larson doesn't care about that. Larson already, Larson already looking for fat size, as he does have a DRS on the Alfa Romeo, who is trying to survive out there. Dressing Gecko passes Snacks, who is coming in the pits. So Snacks most likely for a new wing. Yes, there he goes. Williams exchanging his front wing. And now Inferno Koi, who is trying to make a move on Wesley, actually getting really close. Perhaps he's going to make it any moment now. Wesley is on very old, used hard tires, so definitely Inferno Koi will want to make a move anytime now, but he's going to have to wait for the best opportunity to make that move, as he's still slithering behind the Alpine of Wesley, who is going to hold him back a bit right now.
Ooh, look up.
Yeah, bit lock up in there. Inferno Koi still trying to make the best possible scenario in here, but it's going to be difficult. Maybe not out of the tunnel. No, he actually slipped a bit on the way out of the corner, so... Oh, maybe actually burning a bit of battery. It's going to be risky, but it is possible. No, he's not going to take that risk. It's not worth it. Ooh, struggling to keep it on in the track limits from Wesley, as these tires are coming close to an age of dying out. And Inferno Koi starting to get a bit stressed, you know. He needs to pass that Alpine. He's wasting time in here, but he can't do much unless he either pits or finally makes enough mistake to overtake him. Looking for a way past, and Alpine doesn't come into the pits. He's still staying out. And now Inferno Koi is way faster on the way out, but he had to brake a bit. Oh, this is going to be tight into turn 1. The Red Bull or Alpine. Alpine holding the inside line. So he was trying to make a switch, but it didn't work out. Ay. There was a great idea. If he would have made that switch clean, that would have most likely been overtake. But he went a bit too deep on the throttle, clanking his rear wing with his front. So, yeah, a bit too much throttle from Inferno Koi. If he would have went on the throttle a bit later than earlier, he would have passed the pin in there. But, oh, now he's stuck up on the curb. So, yeah, Inferno Koi is going to have to focus on finding another opportunity to get ahead of his rival. Then again, maybe out of the tunnel right now. Wesley is going to defend again. And he's actually pretty quick on these straights as Inferno Koi... Oh, there he goes. I mean, he will keep his position, but at what price, as he gets a free second time penalty. And Inferno Koi had to brake earlier than before against his rival. Oof, and he's getting a bit off the track as well. Oh my god, what was that from the Alpine? Completely not caring about anything. He's gonna go into the pits this time. Yes, he will. Finally, Inferno Koi is freed from his curse, and Wesley retires in the pit lane. We've lost 4 drivers in the Monaco Grand Prix, 2 on the track, 2 off the track so far, after lap 24. And now Inferno Koi will be under pressure from Snacks, who, despite being on the penalty, is on a better set of tires, so he might still put up a bit of fight, and I believe that's still the closest fight we've got going on. But I mean, Larson is fighting against Vatsais for a crucial position, but still no overtakes there. You want to switch to Larson against Vatsais? Maybe they're gonna make something new, because I think they might go at it for a bit till they gets a free second time penalty. Maybe Larson will make a move around Vatsais in a moment, because Vatsais tires are getting older and older. So So Crowley Voice is catching up to Zoom. I think Zoom is just trying to save it, you know, doesn't take too much of a risk. Crowley, I mean, he has to. What else does he have to do in this race, if not just push all the way through? So Crowley taking a bit of that extra risk, trying to find a way back into the lead of the Grand Prix. I mean, back into the lead. I don't think he was leading for a moment in there. So just to find a way into a lead, and Vatsa is getting a bit steered to the right on the straights. So Larson is definitely going to use that, catching up to his rival, trying to find a way past him to gain a position and go up into P5. But he's going to have to focus on finding the best spot to do that. Maybe out of the tunnel. It is a risky spot, but a spot nonetheless to make a pass. Vatsa and Larson, who's going to keep the position. Yes, Vatsa keeps his position against the Aston Martin. He actually had a better exit right now, but there's no opportunity to overtake in this place unless, of course, Vatsa makes a crucial mistake. Larson being right on the back of the Alfa Romeo. Actually, Alfa Romeo had the better corner now, but the pace is on the side of Larson. All he has to do is utilize that pace and make a move up into P5, maybe into turn 1. Had a better exit for the final corner. Down the main straight, down into turn 1 on the inside, and he will? No, he will not make a pass. I was expecting him to just fully send it, but he backed it off. In the meantime, we had overtake for P8. Everest Knox overtook Inferno Koi, and he's now pulling away on much better tires. And Larson is going to have to wait for another opportunity to make a move, as they're going to keep going at it. And Zoom is already 2.8 behind. Crowley is 2.8 behind Zoom, so he is catching up, but it's going to take some time. The battle earlier with Vess against Inferno was a perfect example of why it's silly trying to defend hard versus fresh rubber when an old rubber just costs you time, wings, and pens. Exactly, Damien. I couldn't be more correct than that. 100% agree. So, Larson still struggling to get past the Alfa Romeo as they're getting closer towards 2 lapped cars, I believe, who are getting out of the harm's way. Piggy retires on the track, virtual safety car. Is it going to change too much? I mean, some of the guys from the top could try to make a pit stop, but it's not really worth it, so I don't think it's going to change anything in the long run. Maybe some guys from the back will get a pit stop, but then again, I don't think they're going to go back into the race, so this is the time to cool down your tires a bit, save some rubber, pick up some energy, and just get a good restart. The restart will be the most important part of the race. I want to stick with Larson to see if he can make a good restart from the virtual safety car and try to get closer towards his opponent. So with Piggy being out of the race, we've already lost 5 drivers. Now that looks starting to look just more like Monaco with every lap. Of course, 12 riders still remaining, so we've got at least 2 more positions to gain for points, and we are going racing again. And Larson actually failed to use that restart as he is now over 1 second behind Vatsa. Of course, he's gonna catch him sooner or later due to a tire advantage, but he didn't make the best of this restart and now has to get close to him again. 2.5 is the gap between Crowley Voice and Zoom, with Crowley Voice pushing all the way through. And I mean, if he keeps that pace all the way to the finish line, he will catch Zoom all there. Oh, Larson actually clipping his rear wheel, right rear on the barricade, so that's going to cost him a bit of time. He's already down 1.6 towards Vatsa, but he's catching up to him shortly after. Vatsa still holding on to that P5 on these much used parts. I wonder if anybody still... I mean, everybody did a pit stop. Skintoni gets a 3-second time penalty. I want to take a look at the penalties and pit stop situation. Actually, never mind. Everest Knox has 3 penalties. I was expecting to have 2, but he has 3 penalties, so he's got 9 seconds on his head. Foley and Lepson both with 3 seconds. Now Inferno Koi gets a 3 seconds, so does Tilly have 3 seconds, while Skintoni has 8 seconds, so that's the penalty situation. Everybody from the top boys made 1 pit stop. The only people who went for double stop so far are Everest Knox, Skintoni, Tilly, and Boosted Mess, but perhaps Someone will make a pit stop as well. So far, Inferno Koi has gained 7 positions, which is the most from any driver on the grid who is still racing. The one who lost the most is Naiko, but he's of course not racing with us anymore. Fun fact, nobody from the current drivers who are still racing with us hasn't lost the position in this race. They either gained the place on the guys who are not racing anymore, or they are keeping the position where they were starting from. So that's an interesting statistic. 2 seconds separating Crowley Voice and Zoom. So if that Crowley Voice penalty will be taken away, this will be a great fight down to the finish line. Wonder Tommy doing good, but is struggling with fuel. It's 0.5 in the red. Okay. So if Wonder Tommy is struggling, then Lepson, despite this penalty, might make the most of it. Where do we have camera buffs? Are we watching Lepson against Tommy? Because they are going at it. So let's switch to Alpine against the Ferrari, who Lepson, he was just about to make an overtake on the Ferrari, but he's had a slip up, and now he's down 0.7 again behind Wonder Tommy. But if that's what Chief is saying is right, and he's running out of fuel, then Lepson will have to focus and push all the way through despite that penalty, because that penalty might be still in the gap of making it P4 ahead of Wonder Tommy if he's gonna run out of fuel. Babs, come on, don't be sleeping. I know you are sleeping. Give me the Alpine against Ferrari, come on.
I'm watching the fight. And
you were watching Alfa Romeo against Aston Martin.
Yes.
I told you to go to Lepson against Tommy, Ferrari against the Alpine.
Okay, we are with Lepson. Come on, why are you complaining about?
Yes, now we are with Lepson, but you were asleep for a moment.
Oh my God, I don't want to be your wife.
You are not, thankfully.
Of course I'm not. I won't stand this complaints all about nagging.
You keep doing your thing, you're doing great. No, don't worry. You're doing great. You are doing great. It's a hard work, I know. You're doing great. Anyway, let's get back to Lepson against Tommy, who are still going at it. Actually, Zoom and Crowley Voice, the gap just grew to over 3 seconds. It was 2 seconds not quite long ago, so something is wrong with Crowley, who is coming in the pits. Crowley's in the pits, and he's changing the front wing. So this must have been a damage on the Ferrari and the championship leader. That is huge. He is gonna come out of the pit lane, I believe P4, maybe actually P5 or even P6. Yes, here comes the Aston Martin Alfa Romeo. It's gonna be P6. I mean, the final standings will be, of course, P7 even. P8? Oh my God, P7. Okay, that was the lap car. So big damage for Crowley as he was pushing too hard to get close to Zoom.
Let me give me the. Can you see the standings?
I mean,
because
the standings right now or the standings in the
championship?
championship?
That's why I'm asking you.
So you want me to tell you how much is Zoom gonna get points compared to Crowley in this voice, yes?
Zoom's gonna take 25 if he hasn't the fastest lap. He has the fastest lap, so he's gonna go 26.
Yeah, but Crowley's on fresh soft, so let's hold on. Maybe Crowley's gonna make the fastest lap.
He's getting how many points? 6.
Yes, plus I would give him already a point for fastest lap because he's on the fresh softs, so most likely he's gonna get the fastest lap anytime now. I think he's the first man to try to make fastest lap on softs compared to Zoom. Oh, he actually got purple already, and that was only his out lap, so yeah, Crowley will get that fastest lap. But basically this means that if Zoom doesn't make a crucially stupid mistake to the finish line, having 10 seconds lead over Wonder Tommy, he will win the Monaco Grand Prix from pole position. Wonder Tommy is up into second place, still defending against Lepson. Lepson is holy cheeky, getting up into P6 already, trying to hunt down the best he can. 2.5 ahead of him. Yeah, I mean, he will get the fastest lap. That is a fact. Yellow flag, Alfa Romeo on the wall. Alfa Romeo in the wall. That was Tilde, but no virtual safety car as we keep on racing. I was expecting the VSC. Okay, let's stick with Crowley right now. Vatsa is out! Vatsa is out! That is huge! Lucas Vatsa is out of the GP. No VSC. So Crowley already getting back up into P5 as he's hunting down Larson. He's most likely gonna get P4 back. So yeah, Crowley just gonna get 2 positions for free as he's already approaching the Aston Martin, who can't really do too much in this scenario. Crowley Voice moves to his left side, round the outside into turn 1, and Larson couldn't do anything in this scenario. Crowley Voice back up into P4, 9 seconds gap toward Lepson. My prediction is he's not gonna get him, but we're gonna have to wait to the end of the race to find that out.
He didn't
As
get
of
the
right
fastest
now,
lap, I think.
yellow flag Mercedes
Virtual.
and virtual safety car because of Mercedes, who I believe was causing a yellow while we had yellow from Vatsize as well, so that's why we got virtual safety car because of 2 yellows. Anyway, now we have 11 drivers racing, so 1 more DNF and you already got the points. Tilde is coming in out of the pits right now with fresh softs. We are on lap 33, 5 seconds time penalty for speeding in the pit lane for Skin Tony, who is lacking a front wing, and that is the cause of a virtual safety car, as he is already making the previous 5-second penalty, and now he's going to change the front wing as well. He might lose some positions.
Ocean, come on. He knows what I'm talking about.
I don't think he do. I don't think he knows. I have no idea. I don't know. I hope he knows, because I don't know. Okay. The virtual safety car is in this lap. We are racing. Yes, and Zoom is still leading. Wonder Tommy is still holding on to that P2 against Lapson, whose tires are nowhere near as good as they were before, so now he doesn't have that much of an advantage. Crowley Voice is in P4, hunting down Lepson, 7.4 behind them on fresh softs. He still might close up to the podium, and he might even snatch it from Lepson because he has a penalty. Of course, under the condition that the Lepson penalty will be taken away, but even without it, I think Crowley might make a move on Lepson and pass him to get that P3 because he's looking very fast right now, already 6 seconds behind the opposition, doesn't have much time, he has to push hard, and of course can't make a mistake along the way, but if he doesn't and he will keep this pace, he just might fight for the podium before the end of the race. As for other positions, not many things going on in the back, there are too many seconds worth of gap difference. As of right now, the best thing we can do is just watch Lepson against Wonder Tommy and wait for Crowley Voice to get closer. Maybe Lepson will make a move on Wonder Tommy any moment. As of right now, that's the best we can do. Since Crowley Voice is just doing his thing. There he goes, fastest lap. If you haven't seen before, now you can do 112.143. So
you see, the bot does not like the carbs.
Yeah, absolutely. Wonder Tommy now 0.50 underneath fuel. Oh, that's right. Wonder Tommy was lacking fuel. So okay, if we include Wonder Tommy lack of fuel and Lepson penalty and Crowley Voice penalty being taken away, Crowley can still easily get back up into P2. That is wild. I mean, in Monaco, hitting for a fresh new wing, being dropped to what, P7, and then climbing all the way back up into P2. Tilde gets overtake on Boosted Mess, going up for P10 despite the fact he has a penalty, so it doesn't change for too much, but he does have fresh sets softs on, so maybe that's going to be useful. He only needs to get away for 3 seconds from Boosted Mess, so he might do it in the future. But as of right now, we're still waiting for Crowley Voice to get closer to Lepson.
Okay,
That's a maybe pen removal. Okay, so we have to take a look at this pen removal with a maybe, with a big maybe, so yeah. Come on, let's stop showing Crowley Voice on the stream doing his own thing. Let us see the Lepson against Wonder Tommy. Come on, man. Hello. And he's done. Bombs.
Yeah, I have to remove a timeout.
Okay. Are you watching the Lepson against the Wonder Tommy?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking if you are still with us, as Crowley Voice is already on the back of Lepson. So yeah, Crowley Voice is gonna hunt those positions as he tries to make it here. No, backs it off. He knows he does have a pace. He knows he does have a time for that. Boosted Mess gets a free second time penalty, so Tilde is looking safe in those points. And Crowley Voice, all he has to do is basically pass Lepson. And then he's gonna be sure for the P2 with Wonder Tommy Fuel running extremely low. Yeah, I mean he has to do that. He has to put the opponents under pressure. He has to keep applying pressure on Lepson. I mean, Wonder Tommy with no fuel coming to the finish line, he will most likely at least give a position or two. So this is all in the hands of Crowley Voice right now, and Lepson. Maybe Lepson can actually hold on. It's not 37 out of 39. Lepson trying to make the best of Wonder Tommy as well. They're so close.
Oh,
here comes Crowley.
He's gonna dive. He dive. Yes.
Done him. Yes, done him. But not without the contact. Oh, comeback from Lepson. Look at this. What is going on? Lepson being a ghost after contact and a bit of damage most likely to him. And we keep on going with Crowley finally making the move. I mean, did he overtake him? He was inside of him. Yep, he does have him finally. So now, what will Ferrari do? Is this going to be a teamwork, or is this going to be a rivalry? Hey. Oh, there will not be a teamwork. No teamwork whatsoever, as Crowley... I think he didn't break in time, right? I think he clipped Wonder Tommy, that's why he went off. I don't think Tommy went by himself. Tilde is off. Tilde is DNF'd. DNF's in the middle of Sector
1, turn
1.
3.
So yeah. So 10 drivers only remaining now. That looks like a Monaco. 10 drivers on the grid, 7 out of the race.
And
that
you
is
were worried
Monaco.
about how many drivers will finish.
Yeah, I was like, where are the DNFs? And here they are. So, it's
now,
same old. Zoom is still leading. Crowley's back up into P2. Lepson...
And I think judges will have a lot of work to do because they don't... If they go by the stream, the Crowley Boys point of view, basically, and he did hit the rear end of Wonder Tommy, but I don't know if Wonder Tommy was trying to...
We've got info from Ocean. He says that Leps tagged Crowley and pushed him into Wonder. So that was like a, three-car collision. Basically, Leps hitting Crowley, Crowley hitting Wonder Tommy. That's why they went out. So it wasn't actually teammate rivalry. It was a mistake caused by the Alpine, which forced Ferraris into each other. At least that's what Ocean is saying. Anyway, I wonder what's going to happen to
FIA will have a lot of work to do. Oh!
There was a wing! There was a wing flying off, and that's the Alpine! Lepson without a wing! He thrown away a podium, because Wonder Tommy has no fuel. He could have easily picked up a podium, and now Larson is back into a podium fight. Lepson staying out. I mean, that's the best he can do. If he tries to stay out and defend, maybe he can hold on. One more lap to go. He does have a penalty, so it doesn't really matter unless Wonder Tommy or Larson pick up a penalty.
I don't know if Lepson can hold it. No, he can't. He has no problem.
Oh my god, look at Wonder Tommy. Look at Wonder Tommy trying to find a way past him. I mean, this is interesting because Wonder Tommy doesn't have fuel, Lepson doesn't have wing, and Larson's behind both of them. Anybody from these three can now pick up a podium. Wonder Tommy going down the inside of the corner again, makes a move on Lepson. Is Lepson going to try to fight back again into that spinal corner, into the spiral? No, he does not. Doesn't really have capability to fight without that wing. And what can Larson do right now? If he could pass Lepson right now, he still might have a shot for podium, because remember, Wonder Tommy is running low on fuel, and I mean, he would have had to get him right here and right now. I don't think he will. Anyway, as he goes for the crossing finish line, Zoom wins. Not yet. No, that wasn't Zoom. Sorry, that was second Williams who was Snacks. So Zoom is coming on the final call right now, and Lepson makes a huge mistake.
Yeah, he hit the ball again.
Anyway, there it is. Zoom, he wins the Monaco Grand Prix. Crowley Voice, he comes home second on the podium. Wonder Tommy's out of fuel, and Larson will just take it for himself. The Aston Martin clinching the podium up into P3. Lepson finishing fourth, but he will be down to P5 after a penalty was applied. Dressing Gecko finishing sixth. And Boosted Mess DNF'd as he was all the way in the back, and he must have gone out somewhere. Yep, first sector. He is DNF'd. Snacks finishing 7th. Inferno Koi P8. And Skin Tony P9. 9. That was Monaco, ladies and gentlemen. At least for Tier 3, we got 2 more tiers to go. Maybe something more will happen, but yeah, that is it for today when it comes to racing action. And despite the fact it wasn't as close as some other races, there were plenty of things going on. Now, how do we pick the driver of the day? I mean, the first and most obvious pick would be the Zoom, who got pole in Monaco, who led the Monaco all the way to the finish line. I mean, that is quite the achievement. That didn't make a single huge mistake that would have caused him to go down.
Yes, but
the game picked Crowley
game
voice.
In my point of view, Crowley managed to climb up to P2.
Yeah, after the pit stop.
After the pit stop from P8 to P2.
Yeah,
of
I mean,
course,
he did
had
make
a soft compound.
Yeah, so Crowley or Zoom, because I don't think anyone else really deserves it. I mean, Inferno Koi from P16 to P8 is not that impressive for me because most of these overtakes were done via someone else going off. So I think we can go with Crowley voice, that comeback from these softs where he came out from the pits on P7 and he managed to get it back to P2 was quite impressive. I mean, that doesn't take away from
we have to say
Zoom.
He had the front wing damage after before the pit lane.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel wrong for not giving it to Zoom, who basically dominated the whole of Monaco, but I mean, like we said the last time, we just don't give it to the guys who just win the GP because they can have the win of the GP. The driver of the day can go to someone else who wasn't much appreciated. Let's see if we're gonna have any interviews today.
I will go with Crowley, to be honest. He has the fastest lap after the pit stop, and now the drivers' championship is on fire.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Zoom will get a bit closer towards Crowley, but he still was P2. So, we got snacks in the interview section. Let's get in. So,
welcome to
you survived. One of the few to actually make it to the finish line. Congratulations.
Well, thanks, I guess. I did take damage once, but yeah, not 5 times at least, I guess.
Yeah, 5, 7, 10, whatever you want to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I survived.
Yeah, so how do you rate that bizarre race? Personal, your personal opinion. Do you feel satisfied with that results, or were you hungry for more? What do you feel about that?
It was absolutely god-awful. The result is better than I expected, and I'm still unsatisfied because, by God, did I not deserve that. Yeah, I just really hate the track. I think it's not fun to drive around. I think it's not even fun to finish in a high position on because that was just luck dependent there. Yeah, I could have maybe.
Come on, Zoom got the pole position. Was that also luck dependent?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look at his time. That was insane. Jesus. I mean, I did a 10.2 in time trial, and then I didn't practice for a few days, so it's just all gone.
Crushing your dreams and hopes.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect to have a chance against these quick guys, but yeah, I was hoping to challenge a bit more. I have to admit, I kind of knew my race was over the second that Gecko overtook me at the start. Mm-hmm. For some reason, he seems to be the one driver who knows exactly how to keep me behind in every race. I just always end up behind him. Yeah, he's my absolute arch nemesis.
Okay. You think you can beat him at Bahrain next week? Your nemesis, or at least somebody?
See, the thing is, I'll have to collect some points because I'm dropping down in the standings now, and I really need these points. I really need some podiums again, like I had at the start of the season. Yeah, it'll be tough. I don't have a lot of time to practice in the next few weeks, so I'll just kind of have to hope that there are tracks that suit me. But yeah, I'll be there. I'll be trying to challenge, and I'll be collecting as many P5s as I can.
All right, thank you and good luck with that, Snacks. Let's see you next time.
Great, thank you guys.
Thank you. We've got some people in the interview section. We've got 2 drivers from today and Chief and Gamer. Let's start with the race winner from the group, and there it is, Zoom.
Hello.
How? that lap in quad? Just how?
I don't know, man. I mean,
How
I
can
gained a
you
lot.
cheat?
I gained a lot in the swimming pool chicane because I kind of jumped it at a right angle.
A lap
But
is
like,
like 0.2. You get like half a second off that lap.
yeah, no, that was insane.
Holy moly. Yeah, but overall race, I mean, where you felt like at least for a second under pressure, under a threat from somebody else, or you were just like cruising to the finish line?
Well, I mean, once I saw Crawley got 3, then I mean, I was pretty much in cruise control. I was under on fuel though, so there was that. But once like those 2 VSCs came out, like I immediately was just like right back in range. And I didn't get any warnings or anything, so I just kept it clean.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty. Wonder Tommy also struggled with fuel, but he struggled so hard he actually wasn't able to keep his position to the finish line. So you got lucky with that. Could have been worse. Let me tell you that.
Where was he?
Yeah, Wonder Tommy didn't manage to finish the race with the fuel. He actually lost the position on the final straight because of fuel loss. So, how do you feel about Bahrain that we are heading into next week? Of course, mentioning your championship rivalry against Crowley Voice. Do you think you can get some points back again next week, or do you think he might be the better man this time? What do you feel about that?
I mean, I know I'm consistent at Bahrain, so I know I won't like really do anything wrong in terms of just pace-wise, but fighting it could be a bit of an issue. It's a pretty big track though, so like I think I'll be pretty good.
I mean, definitely compared to Monaco, that'll be a huge refreshment for all.
Yeah.
So definitely that. Okay, so congratulations on your victory, and thank you for joining us tonight, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now let's get the Ferrari man. So there it is. You have been chosen the driver of the day, Crowley Voice. So congratulations.
I have chosen driver of the day. I have chosen Crowley Voice.
Which, yeah.
Why?
So,
Why?
that comeback
You don't want
from,
for costing millions of euros to my team for chasing 3 front wings?
I mean, from the fact that you went out of the pit stops P7 and still managed to somehow tip-top your way up into P2, you know? I mean, not everybody could have done that. We saw that. So that's something we have to pick. So, yeah, you got it.
Okay, we need info about the incident with Wonder Tommy.
Yeah, because they're saying that Lepson actually clipped you from the back and then you ran.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, after the casino, you know, the downhill section, the first right-hander before the hairpin, Lepson had a very bad exit there on those old tires, and I went on the inside because I think that's the only way to do that move there, and he didn't want to give that easily, so we crashed a bit there. I think he got damaged, or if he didn't get damaged there, he never braked in the hairpin, so he crashed somewhere about there. I don't know.
Somewhere because he was missing.
He tried to dive bomb in a hairpin, I think.
Yeah, we saw that.
Then we were ghosted, so we were inside each other. You know, weird thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and after the tunnel, he was behind me. I was in front, and I think he locked up. He hit me from the rear, and he pushed me into Wonder Tommy, ruining. I think
So it
the
was
race.
just an incident. Okay.
I think it was because he had damage, so he did not calculate the damage.
Okay. Yeah, but overall, I think you have to be satisfied with the results. I mean, still claiming that P2 and being only one position from Zoom, which we are heading against you were heading against them next week in Bahrain. So do you feel like you can actually gain something in Bahrain compared to Zoom, like, you know, expand the gap, or do you think that Zoom might catch you off again with some points?
I can definitely do some damage limitation.
Okay.
Yeah, so as I did now, because I'm completely happy with the result after everything that happened. So losing only 6 points to Zoom, I think it's fair. And yeah, I think Bahrain will be same. I don't know. I don't